Well, good afternoon and welcome to 11 Alive News at 4. I'm Angelina Salcido. Our top story tonight, remembering the life and legacy of President Jimmy Carter. From political outsider to beloved humanitarian, former President Jimmy Carter passed away at his home in Plains, Georgia, Sunday at 100 years old, surrounded by family. His official state funeral is set for January 9th at the National Cathedral in Washington, D.C. The Carter Center says President Carter will lie in state at the U.S. Capitol, although a date has not been announced. Now, we have team coverage for you tonight. Our crews are spread all the way to the president's hometown in Plains. First, we want to get over to our Jonathan Martin, who is live for us tonight from the Carter Center in Atlanta. Jonathan, what's the atmosphere like at the Carter Center today?
Well, it really has been very special, Angelina. It's been just about 24 hours or so since we first learned of President Carter's passing, and really just an incredible, enormous amount of support already here at the Carter Center. People bringing by all kinds of things, not just candles and flowers, but in some cases even peaches and peanuts, an ode to his legacy here in Atlanta and in Georgia as a peanut farmer and an icon here in our state. So many people, as you mentioned, wanting to honor him. And as you said earlier, there are going to be a number of services here in Atlanta, up in Washington, D.C., and of course, the final service, a burial service that will be private in his hometown of Plains, Georgia. But right now, right here, I want to give you a closer look at what is happening. You can see some of the folks showing up here. There have been, a steady stream of people here, and they're bringing balloons, flowers, candles, flags, as I mentioned, an array of things to show their support, show their love to a true Georgia icon, former President Jimmy Carter. But I also want to take you to what's happening across the country, because so many are in mourning across our country. Right now, flags like this one are at half-staff to honor the Carter legacy, Mr. Carter's life of service. President Joe Biden announcing that the flags will remain this way for 30 days. This includes all public buildings, all grounds, military posts, and naval stations on all naval vessels as well. Right now, I want to bring in my colleague, 11 Alive's Rebecca Lindstrom. You've been here today, and we've seen people just flow in. He was so loved here in Georgia, so no surprise here.
There's one sign that really, I think, sort of sums up everything that we are feeling, people are feeling out here today, and it says, "We celebrate you and your life well lived." You don't see a lot of people here at this memorial because the Carter Center is closed, and it is really surrounded by a residential neighborhood, and that means there really isn't any place to park. So if you do want to come down here to the memorial, you need to kind of take a look at the map that we put together for you. Keep in mind that the John Lewis Freedom Parkway goes all the way around the Carter Center, and so you're going to need to find a place to park, and then you're going to have to walk into the memorial. And that memorial faces North Avenue, Highland Northeast. So hopefully that'll give you some bearings, and if nothing else, just look for all the white tents and the media that are out here. If you do want to leave a note, though, you don't even have to leave your house. The Carter Center has created a memorial page, and I spent some time on it today, and people from around the world really have been leaving notes of support. They have been sharing personal stories about how President Carter impacted their lives. One of the things I think is interesting, you can't live here in Atlanta very long without hearing about the guinea worm or human rights, both issues that were very important to President Carter. But today I had a chance to talk with a doctor who got the opportunity to go on a few trips with the president, and they were going to other countries, talking with the leaders of those countries about illnesses, medical conditions that were happening there, and really educating them on what they could do to try to help their own population. Just that amazing outreach. And that doctor told me today that there is just one word that keeps coming to his mind.
I'm thinking of one of President Carter's favorite words, which is searching. President Carter had clear principles. He wanted human rights, human dignity, freedom, democracy, alleviation of suffering. That was clear. But he was searching for new ways to get these things done.
And they are hoping to continue that searching by telling folks that if you don't have the opportunity to get out here and bring flowers or other mementos, I mean, certainly they encourage that if that is what is meaningful to folks. But otherwise, they can go and they can donate to Enduring Hope Fund. And we've got links on our webpage that are going to help direct people to all of those opportunities.